This podcast is brought to you by Power Retail and was recorded at the Retail Global Gold Coast Conference 2019.
I'm Ally, I'm here with Power Retail and I'm actually talking with Dave Stein from Airwallex. How are you?
Good, how are you, Ally? Thanks for having me.
Great, thank you for being here. Are you having fun at this lovely event?
I am, it's amazing. It's actually my first time in the Gold Coast and the weather is beautiful and sunshine and all the energy here is really captivating.
It's incredible. You've come from Melbourne, haven't you? So it's very different there.
I have, yes. Yeah. It's, I think, 8 degrees this morning, 9 degrees. So.
Oh, well, this is very nice, sunny 23. But we're going to talk about Airwallex.
Great.
Okay, so Airwallex is the, I believe, the fastest growing unicorn in Australia.
That's right,
That's incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you want to tell me a little bit about the company itself?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So Airwallex was founded in Melbourne a little over 3 years ago. And we are a pioneer in new cross-border payments technology. And I'll explain to you a little bit about what that means.
Please do.
But over the past 3 years, we've grown from founding in Melbourne. We now have over 300 employees across 8 global offices around the world. And as you mentioned, we're the fastest growing unicorn, tech unicorn in Australian history. And we're very proud of that and very proud to be growing and raising the capital that we've raised to help and support Australian businesses, especially Australian retailers.
It's amazing. It's a definitely big name as well. The fact that you've grown so fast and it's amazing. I loved seeing your booth there. It's nice and impressive. So do you just want to tell me a little bit about how the company actually started itself in Melbourne?
Yeah, so the two founders, or two of the founders of the business, owned a cafe in Melbourne, which is actually a perfect Melbourne story.
Absolutely.
With the coffee, and actually realized that when they were trying to buy supplies from China, it was incredibly hard and incredibly expensive to pay suppliers in China. And so the idea for the business came from that, and realizing that effectively the global financial infrastructure is really broken, and it's very hard to receive money abroad, it's very hard to make payments abroad, and not just the challenge in terms of difficulty, but it's very expensive. You end up spending a lot of money, and businesses lose a lot of profits on it. Yeah.
Well, I know that there's sitting on over 50 banks at the moment, I believe. Yeah, and there's competing with like Western Union and a lot of Chinese banks and everything like that. How can you compare the Chinese market to like the Australian market?
Well, the markets are very different, but what we do is actually very similar. We're a global financial fintech. And our vision, and just to describe a little bit about what we do, is to be an operating system among global financial banks. So if you just think about, for just taking a step back, if you need to send and receive money in Australia, it's pretty easy. You give out your BSB and account number, or you get someone else's BSB and account number and you can send payments. The moment you actually are sending money or receiving money abroad, you have to revert to a system that was designed in the 1970s called the SWIFT system. And it's 2019 and we're still using that same technology.
Yeah.
And so what we do is we enable what you can do with your domestic network, so receiving money very very easily, making payments very easily through our global financial infrastructure. And then we also provide access to interbank exchange rates, so customers know that they're getting the best exchange rate out there. And we do all of that with technology, so we don't have human intervention in any of it.
It's amazing. So obviously transparency is a big thing. Is that something that customers really do like transparency when it comes to finance and stuff like that, because they don't understand. I don't understand most of it. So is that something that you focus on? Do you focus on customer experience, or do you focus more on the tech side, or both?
Well, we focus on both. So the tech is actually, we've spent so much time and effort developing and designing the tech, and because we have our own FX engine, because we have our own payments engine, it's taken a significant amount of effort to build that. But we also have a tremendous effort at the business to make this easy and to make it very simple for consumers. And we obviously employ all of our own designers, developers that their sole mission is to make the interfaces that we provide to businesses very easy to use. That is sort of the front-facing piece. We also offer, all of our technology is connected via APIs, and actually we're API first in everything we do. So for us, we actually want businesses to plumb right into our system with APIs, and then have money being sent and moved internationally and converted seamlessly without even the business itself intervening. It's simply their software that basically calls our software and does the transactions that way.
Incredible. So what kind of businesses do you actually work with for this?
Yeah, so perfect example, and I'll just describe what we do in a nutshell is really three things. The first is international collection. So we allow businesses to open effectively bank accounts in foreign countries. So the United States, for example, you can actually open an Airwallex global account with local bank details in the US, and you can receive money in the US. That money then gets swept into your Airwallex wallet. You can also top up into that wallet, where you can convert with access to interbank rates, and then you can send payments using the local network anywhere in the world. So if you want to send money to the US, you can use the ACH system, which is the US's local clearing system. If you want to send money to China, you can send money to China directly, and you can either use the SWIFT network or you can use local networks as well. And so those three things, collect, convert, and pay, are what we do in a nutshell. And the typical use case for us is an e-commerce seller. So let's say you're an Australian small business and you want to do fulfillment by Amazon in the US, expand your business into the US. You need a US bank account to do fulfillment by Amazon in the US. We can provide that, and then we can allow you to repatriate that money into the US and effectively pay yourself at interbank exchange rates, or you can actually leave the money in USD and pay your suppliers right in China.
Incredible. So what is going to happen in the future? Because you've grown so fast, it's one of those things where you're just going up and up and up. So what point, what's happening next? I just want to know.
Well, so we're constantly expanding our product, and we are launching later this year an issuing product. So we'll allow businesses to issue prepaid debit cards. So think about it like a travel card, but with a lot more functionality behind it. It can be virtual, it can be physical, where those will have access to multi-currencies as well. The whole kind of ecosystem that we're building, and we still have a lot more features to add over time, is to basically be a global operating system. So it doesn't matter whether you're based in Australia, whether you're based in the US, you can bank and move money anywhere seamlessly and easily.
That's incredible. Thank you for coming. This has been a really great chat. It's really exciting to hear about Airwallex as well. So
Thank you, Ally. Appreciate you having me.